As I said, this is a very, very tragic moment for this community. An explosion occurred just a few hours ago. There are investigations underway as to what caused that explosion. The PUC is here on the ground working with PICO. We believe preliminarily that it was a gas leak that led to that.
A deadly pair of explosions tore through a nursing home near Philadelphia in Pennsylvania, turning an ordinary afternoon into a desperate rescue scene. According to officials, a natural gas leak is likely to have sparked the blasts at Silver Lake Nursing Home in Bristol Township. One female employee and one resident were killed, while at least 20 others reportedly suffered injuries and were rushed to nearby hospitals. The explosion struck in the early afternoon on December 23rd, around 2:30 p.m. local time. Firefighters arriving within minutes encountered a catastrophic structural collapse inside the aging care facility. A large section of the first floor reportedly collapsed directly into the basement, trapping patients and staff beneath the rubble. Rescue crews forced their way through smoke, debris, and shattered stairwells to reach people calling for help. Several residents were pulled from blocked exits, while others were freed from stairwells and an elevator shaft. Fire Marshal Kevin DiPolito said crews worked quickly despite a strong and dangerous odor of natural gas. After evacuating everyone they could locate, firefighters exited the building as a precaution. Within seconds, a second explosion erupted, igniting another fire inside the already damaged structure. Fire crews managed to contain the flames, preventing them from spreading to nearby areas, as per reports. The facility is licensed for up to 174 beds, though officials believe far fewer were inside at the time. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro praised the response, calling it an example of neighbors helping neighbors in crisis. Officials say police officers from multiple communities converged on the site within moments.
As I said, this is a very, very tragic moment for this community. An explosion occurred just a few hours ago. There are investigations underway as to what caused that explosion. The PUC is here on the ground working with PICO. We believe preliminarily that it was a gas leak that led to that. The explosion was really quite catastrophic. We know that at this time, there are at least 2 fatalities. We know that there are some number of individuals still missing. I want to say that in the immediate moments after the explosion, you saw what real heroism is all about. Firefighters rushed to this scene in order to contain the explosion, in order to put out the fire, and most importantly, in order to rescue people. They were quite literally climbing up ladders, handing individuals in this nursing home to police who were at times carrying 2 people on their back to safety. I think that too often times in our communities, we don't appreciate that type of heroism, and that is what was on display here in Bucks County today. Police officers literally carrying people to their safety, firefighters rushing toward a fire as others were trying to get away in order to keep this community safe, in order to stop the fire from spreading, and in order to be in a position today where thank God things were not worse than we know they already are. There will be a lot more information we learn over the next hours here in Bucks County. There is still a lot of unanswered questions. You'll have to bear with us as we seek to confirm the number of individuals who were injured, as we seek to confirm the number of individuals who are missing. And there will still be an ongoing review as to how this happened. I will tell you, as it relates to the facility, there are new owners of this facility as of just a few weeks ago, beginning this month, in the month of December. The Department of Health at the state level conducted a visit here on December 10th, and there was a plan put in place in order for these new facility owners to upgrade the standards at this facility. That work will obviously continue with the new owners to ensure that they do what is necessary to keep residents safe at this facility and at the others where they are being taken to. With that, I want to turn it over to our fire chief, followed by our police chief, to share some additional words, and we'll do our best to answer some questions. But again, I want to stress this is early, this information is preliminary, and I expect that there will be further updates this evening. Chief.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor. This afternoon at 2:19, the explosion occurred. It is the facility is located directly across from one of our rescue squads, right next to the Lower Bucks Hospital, in close proximity to the fire department. When the explosion occurred, the radios lit up with reports of the explosion at the Silver Lake Nursing Home. Fire department responded quickly, was on scene within a couple of minutes. When we arrived, there was a major structural collapse with parts of the first floor into the basement with persons trapped. Fire department personnel immediately went into a rescue mode. They pulled many residents out of the building via windows, doors, stuck in stairwells, stuck in elevator shafts. Those who were outside the building already injured, and those that were being brought out by the fire department were handed off to the police officers, which came from every direction, and I believe every municipality around here, and were literally carrying the patients. As we handed them off to them, they were carrying patients, and as the governor said, there was one police officer who literally threw 2 people over his shoulders and ran with people to help, to definitive health care. It was nothing short of extraordinary, the operation that was taking place. When we entered the collapse zone, we did rescue 2 people from the actual collapsed structure in the basement. We did have a heavy odor of gas at that time. We got everyone out that we could find, that we could see, and we exited the building. Within approximately 15 to 30 seconds of us exiting the building, knowing there was a heavy odor of natural gas around us, there was another explosion and fire. We kept the fire in check without giving up the source. The fire actually helped us identify where the leak was coming from in the basement, and we just prevented it from spreading into other parts of the building.
Look, I think this is the Pennsylvania way, neighbors helping neighbors in a moment of need. You saw that here in Bristol, you saw that here in Bucks County. This is how we do this. I would just ask all Pennsylvanians to join Lori and I in prayer for this community, for those who are still missing, for those who are injured, and for those families who are about to celebrate Christmas with an empty chair at their table. There'll be further updates this evening. I again want to thank the chief, both chiefs, and all of the leadership here in Bucks County. They're doing an extraordinary job in a really, really difficult situation.
Thank you.